Good afternoon, everybody. It's time for a Flexi Deload Friday. Let's begin with 3 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio, and then I want to get 2 rounds through the following sequence. We'll do a little bit of med ball throw warm-ups. When we do these, try to be explosive and snappy when you throw that ball to the wall. I'm going to demo right here, so hopefully you can see me and explain at the same time. So the first one is going to be 8 overhead throws. So I want to stand in my power stance, and I'm using a combination of my abs and my arms to throw that ball overhead. Next, I'm going to go into some scoop throws. So scoop throws, think scooping with your arm, like your hand is scooping forward from your hip pocket to the wall, and then to the opposite side, to the wall, and then the opposite side. So we are rotating and alternating left and right on those med ball throws. Use the 6 to 8 pound balls on those. Don't need to go any heavier than that, and I definitely don't recommend the green ones because they bounce significantly, okay? Next, we're gonna do 2 eccentric push-ups, right? So slowly on the way down. Use your knees if you need to get back up, and then slowly on the way down again. 8 kips, so just hanging from the bar, using the bar with the tension of your body weight and your hands on the bar to create a little stretch in your shoulders, and then rocking back and forth. You can have feet down, feet off the ground, whichever you like. I like to see your head moving relative to your arms. That kind of shows me that your shoulder blades are engaged in this and that it's not all about your hips on it. When you finish that, do a warm-up set of bench press. So I've got the bench set up here, and today I'll talk about the workout now and the options. There are several options on how you're going to do this today. If you feel like a wonderful Flex Friday is just what the doctor ordered for you, then I want you to tune this up. If you feel like, I still need a little more deload, my shoulder's a little bit tight yet from 2 weeks ago or something, then I want you to do the deload version of this. Regardless of those choices, the weight on the bar should be approximately the same, somewhere in the 60 to 65% range for our bench press. And I want you to let the volume be the determining factor of whether this is a deload workout for you or not, right? So if this is a deload workout for you, I want you doing exactly sets of 8. It should not be crazy stressful. It should be enough weight that you feel it, but not so much that you're anywhere near failure, right? If you are doing the Flex Friday version of this and you want a little bit more juice, a little bit more challenge, then I want you to go somewhere in the 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, right? Where you're not having to get a spot, but you're almost there. So that should be in the 12 to 15 rep range for that set of bench press, okay? And that will be how we start off each round. When we do this, there are 2 extra credit blocks at the end, and I would pick one or the other. You don't need to do both. And if you do elect to do an extra credit, I want you to leave somewhere around like 12 to 15 minutes at the end of class to do that piece, okay? So make sure that you're watching the clock and managing your time. You're not taking, if you're doing all 5 rounds of the Flex Friday workout and you're done at like 57 before into the class, you're not gonna have time for the extra credit, okay? That's common sense, but just watch the clock. I would keep track of how long each round is taking you, and if you see that the first round took you 13 minutes, and you're like, okay, I'm probably not gonna get 4 rounds and my extra credit in, and we're gonna cut it after 3 so that I can get those, either the gymnastic complex stuff or the Flex Friday finisher on after I finish it, okay? So that's the kind of the flow for the day. You tune it in the direction that you feel is most important or applicable to you. And then we'll support you with either scaling modification or weight, range of motion assistance, etc., as the need arises. So the bench press is the first part of it. When you finish that, make sure you're resting, you're spotting your classmates, anybody else that might need an assistance, and ideally no one needs a spotter, but it is always good practice to have somebody around that knows that you're under a barbell when we're doing bench press. The next thing is going to be, we're going to do 4 sets of 20, and these are going to be some drop sets. So the first one is a ring row drop set. Whenever we do a drop set, we start off with the most challenging version of the movement, and then when we can no longer perform that version of the movement, or we're like 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, then we switch to a slightly easier version, and then we do that again and switch to a slightly easier version until we have accomplished the number of reps that we set out to do, all right? So this is going to be a 20 rep ring row set. So I'll start with my feet like way underneath. So this is a very challenging, more horizontal version. Let's say I get to 8 reps. I'm gonna step my feet backwards a bit and do some more. And again, I hit failure, take another couple steps backward until it would be easy if I was starting at this level and finish my set of 20. right? So that's the concept of the drop set. It goes like hard, medium, easy. I'd like to see 2 drops in a set of 20. That'd be great. All right, and then we're gonna do abs. The abs could be your choice, right? GHD sit-ups, V sit-ups, med ball V sit-ups, alternating leg V sit-ups, bicycle crunches, Russian twists. Do something on the ground or on a machine. You could do toes to bar if you'd like to do toes to bar. That is in one of the extra credit pieces though, so just beware of that before you start it. But get one set of a core exercise in at 20 reps. Next one is going to be a 20 rep ring dip drop set. So now we're pushing on the rings with our body above. And this could be, again, I start with strict dips, and then I go to kipping dips, and then I go to jumping dips, right? Or I could do maybe some kipping dips and then some assisted dips and then some jumping dips. Or maybe I start with a very light assistance on my feet and do it strict, and then I go to a more dynamic jumping version, but find a way to make those a challenging version, a moderate version, and an easy version, and go for 20 reps. And then also on the drop sets, we're trying not to rest when we do the drop, right? We're trying to quick switch and go right to that next exercise so your muscles do not get a chance to recover. They just feel slightly less difficulty, and then we continue to exhaust them. And then the last one is our delt raise complex. And we're gonna do, this one is gonna be front, rear, and then a band one, okay? So the front delt raise, again, we're doing 20 reps to the front. When I hit failure, I set those dumbbells down and pick up the next lighter ones. On the delt raise ones, I want you to only have 1 drop. You don't need to do 2 drops for 20 reps. And the weight range of the dumbbells will be somewhere between like the single digits and up to like maybe 25 at the top end. And then when you finish the front ones, you're gonna go to the rear delt raise. So that is my bent over position, and I'm pulling apart from the middle. When I finish that one, then I'm gonna go to my diagonal position raise with a band. So now I have the band around my thumbs, and I'm going at a 45-degree angle away from my body, and I'm doing 20 reps of that. And you do not need to do a drop set with the band. You can just stop and rest a little bit and then keep doing it. It's relatively light, but then when you do the diagonal ones after the other 2, you will have a lot of compound fatigue built up in your shoulders, okay? When we finish that, all of those sequences together, or say you give yourself a cap, I'm stopping at 40 after the hour, and I'm gonna move on to my extra credit. There is one extra credit complex that is more gymnastic, and then there's one extra credit that is more arms, shoulders, upper body hypertrophy focused, okay? That's our flex finisher. You can choose which one you wanna do. If you do the extra credit on the gymnastic ones, it's just 3 to 5 sets. We're doing some toes to bar or hanging leg raise, and some reps of muscle up transitions. So, in other words, if muscle ups are interesting to you and you have an idea of what you want to do, then do the gymnastic one. Same thing with toes to bar. Otherwise, I would steer you towards the hypertrophy focused arm and shoulder workout, right? And that one is just accumulate in any order, in any combination, 100 reps of a tricep extension, 100 reps of a bicep curl, 50 reps of a dumbbell chest fly, and 40 reps of a dumbbell pullover, okay? So these are all exercises that we've done numerous times, and we will continue to do them because they are very effective at building strength and muscle in the upper body. So if you're looking for more definition in your pecs, your biceps, your shoulders, your triceps, that's the one that I would do. If you're looking to work on your skill and your gymnastic ability while also still working those same muscles in the upper body, the chest, triceps, and shoulders, and biceps, then do the gymnastic version of it, all right? And then who knows, maybe you wanna combine them too. Someone will think of some like Frankenstein hybrid extra credit thing that they can do. I think we're only gonna have time for one or the other, but you guys might surprise me, you always do, all right? That's it for this Friday. I hope you have a great one and really enjoy it. See you on Saturday for Gaza Prep number 2.